On the news tonight, President Tinubu vows to stabilize ECOWAS and contribute to peace in Africa. Reps suspend debate on tax reforms bills. While on the foreign scene, world powers call for de-escalation of violence in Syria. Good evening, and we are glad to have you join us on the major reports. I am Olubomi Ajiboye Agbuola. President Bola Tinubu has reiterated his resolve to stabilize the economic community of West African states, ECOWAS, and contribute to peace in Africa. The president made the emphasis in a statement by the Senior Special Assistant on Media and Communications, Office of the Vice President, Mr. Stanley Wokocha, during the closing ceremony of the African Military Games 2024 in Abuja. President Tinubu, represented by the Vice President Kashim Shettima, also reiterated his administration's determination to root out all forms of security threats and violent crimes in Nigeria. The president, who is the chairman of ECOWAS Authority of Heads of States and Governments, said he intended to accomplish all this by strengthening ties across African countries to promote a profound sense of camaraderie among troops on the continent. The president said the second edition of the African Military Games could not have come at a better time 2 decades after the last edition was held. He said the military sports would go a long way in awakening the spirit of comradeship and friendship that is crucial to enhance cooperation among militaries across the African continent. While declaring the African Military Games 2024 closed, President Tinubu congratulated delegates from participating countries across Africa for their good conduct and display of the spirit of sportsmanship. Osun State Governor Senator Adeleke has expressed appreciation to the people and residents of the state for their support during the second anniversary of his administration. This is contained in a statement by the spokesman to the governor, Malam Olawale Rashid, made available to newsmen in Osogbo, the state capital. According to Malam Rashid, Governor Adeleke, who stated that project commissioning will continue until the end of the month, stressing that the feedback has strengthened his resolve to do more across the sectors. The statement added that the governor is passionate about service delivery to the state, and it would cease to be a construction site as he would supervise its remodeling into the best among the rest. Speaker Osun State House of Assembly Honorable Adewale Egbedu has reiterated the commitment of the state parliament to ensuring fiscal responsibility and accountability in governance. Honorable Egbedu, who made the remark while declaring open the 2025 budget defense exercise by MDAs, also called for proper reconciliation of budget projections by ministries, departments, and agencies of government. Parliamentary reporter Oluwatosin Oladokun reports.
Having a realistic budget that will optimally and productively serves the needs of the citizens of the states were the major high point as the 2025 budget defense exercise kicked off. Earlier, Osun State House of Assembly Speaker Honorable Adewale Egbedu had told the appear ministries, agencies of government, department, and parastatal that the state parliament is committed to scrutinizing the 2025 appropriation budget proposal to the letter.
I'm delighted to welcome you to this esteemed chamber as we embark on the crucial task of defending and scrutinizing the 2025 appropriation budget proposal. This undertaking reaffirms our unwavering commitment to fiscal responsibility and accountability governance.
According to him, through discussion and evaluation of the proposed budget, which outlines the government's priorities for the upcoming fiscal year, is of immense paramount to the Assembly. He therefore urged all the MDAs to be prepared to share their insight into their strategic plans and anticipated expenditures. Egbedu stated that under his leadership, Osun State House of Assembly is dedicated to ensuring that the budget reflects the needs and aspirations of the constituents. In his remarks, the Finance and Appropriation Chairman, Honorable Lumide Fatumishi, applauded prudent and financial management of Osun State Governor, Senator Ademola Adeleke. He announced that the 2025 budget defense exercise is crucial and pivotal in order to serve the people of the state better. Speaking to the revenue projections, inflow and outflow budget estimates, lawmakers such as Honorables Babajide Koforola, Sikiru Badepade, Adewumi Adeyemi, Kami Ajibola, among others, appealed to Commissioner for Home Affairs, Rashid Adeleke, to redouble realizing in raising the bar of IGR, noting that influx of petroleum and gas stations across the state are sufficient enough to increase the revenue. However, the House Committee on Finance and Appropriation, Honorable Lumide Fatumise, and members of his committee set aside the budget of Osun State Tourism Board and Ministry of Culture and Tourism. The committee cited inconsistent composition in the budget.
So on this note, Mr. Commissioner, we have to step down this budget and we review all that is necessary in the budget. If in the meantime, for now, we have to step down the budget.
The House considered Ministry of Home Affairs, Ministry of Youth Affairs, Ministry of Sport and Special Needs, Osun State Sport Council, Women and Children Affairs, Ministry of Cooperatives and Empowerment, and Osun State Microcredit Agency. In the meantime, agencies of government and institutions are expected to come along with copies of their revenue generation work plans for the year 2025, as well as details of actual revenue expenditure for the period of July to October 2024. Budget defense exercise continues tomorrow. Oluwatosin Oladogun, OSBC News.
Speaker of the House of Representatives, Tajuddin Abbas, has called for a paradigm shift from the current local government administration in Nigeria. The Speaker, who made this known in Abuja while declaring hope in the National Dialogue on Local Government and Constitution Amendment, organized by the Special Ad hoc Committee on Constitution Review, lamented that the current situation not only undermines the essence of democracy, but also raises concerns about the integrity and functionality of the local governance structure. Honorable Abbas, who was represented by his deputy, Honorable Benjamin Kalu, noted that dialogue is part of the series of consultations to harness citizens' views and preferences in their efforts at having a truly people's constitution in the country. He noted that inadequate funding, lack of autonomy, insufficient capacity, usurpation of its functions by other levels of government, corruption, and many more have plagued local governments for decades as they operate on budgets that are insufficient to meet their responsibilities. The Speaker said the National Dialogue offers a platform for stakeholders to deepen their understanding of the issues, align their strategies, and build a coalition of champion the cause of local government reforms. Meanwhile, the House of Representatives has suspended indefinitely the debate on the tax reforms bills earlier fixed for tomorrow, following mounting pressure from the 19 northern state governors. The planned debate was called off in a memo signed by the clerk of the House of Representatives, Dr. Yahaya Danzaria, as 73 northern lawmakers kicked against the bills. Those who rejected the bills include 48 reps members from the Northeast, 24 federal lawmakers from Kano, and the former governor of Sokoto State, Senator Aminu Tambuwa. According to Dr. Danzaria, the rescheduling is due to the need for further and broader consultations with all relevant stakeholders, while a new date and venue for the session will be communicated in due course. Recall that President Bola Tinubu transmitted 4 tax reforms bills to the National Assembly for consideration following the recommendations of the Taiwo Oyedele-led Presidential Committee on Fiscal and Tax Reforms. The bills include the Nigeria Tax Bill 2024, which aims to provide the fiscal framework for taxation in the country, and the Tax Administration Bill, which will provide a clear and concise legal framework for all taxes in the country and reduce disputes, among others. In the meantime, Senator Orji Kalu has said that the federal government made mistake not to have carried the National Executive Council, Nigeria Governors Forum, and the Council of State along in its tax reform bills. Kalu said this while speaking with newsmen on the controversial tax reform bills. Recall that Senator Ali Ndume the Northern Governors Forum, the National Economic Council, and others have openly opposed the tax reforms. However, Orji noted that the bills are very progressive and would bring back fiscal federalism in Nigeria, but faulted the initiatives of bills for not carrying key stakeholders along. Meanwhile, economic experts have backed the tax reform bills on the grounds that it will boost Nigeria's revenue. Chairman of the Presidential Fiscal Policy and Tax Reforms Committee, Taiwo Yedele, had earlier in his contributions explained why the tax bills generated so much controversy. The bills gained momentum last week when they secured second reading passage at the Senate. Federal government has commenced 50 naira electronic levy deductions from transactions of 10,000 naira and above made by users of financial technology companies, including OPay, MoneyPoint, Kuda, and others. The levy, called Electronic Money Transfer Levy, introduced under the Finance Act 2020, places a singular and one-off levy of 50 naira on the recipient of any electronic receipt or transfer of 10,000 naira and above, and was earlier announced to take effect from September 9 this year. It was gathered that the EMTL implementation has officially taken effect, with fintechs already deducting 50 naira for the federal government on transactions of 10,000 naira and above. Oyo State government has increased the 2025 capital budgetary allocation for persons with disabilities by over 70% of what they received in 2024. The state governor, Seyi Makinde, disclosed this during the celebration of the 2024 Stakeholder Summit and International Day of PWDs in Agodi, Ibadan, the state capital. Represented by his deputy, Bayo Lawal, the governor spoke on how the government has fared with the welfare of the disability community in his 4-year administration. He noted that all the requests of the PWD for the next 2 years' budget plans as submitted during the last budget town hall meetings formed the increase of their capital budget to 877.5 million naira. The governor added that their capital budget was initially 492 million naira, while the State Agency for Persons with Disabilities overhead cost has increased from 315 million naira to 345 million naira. President Bola Tinubu has said that the good life Nigerians enjoyed before his administration was not real and could have led to the country's economic collapse, which is why the fuel subsidy was removed. The president made the remark during the convocation ceremonies at the Federal University of Technology, Akure, Ondo State, emphasizing that his dual policies of removing the fuel subsidy and unifying the exchange rate were aimed at preventing the collapse of Nigeria's economy. Recall that President Tinubu announced the removal of the petrol subsidy on May 29 last year during his inauguration. The president, who was represented by the Vice Chancellor of the University of Ilorin, Professor Wahab Egbewale, stated that his administration is fully aware of the consequences of the difficult decision to remove the fuel subsidy. He explained that the subsidies are meant to support the poor and make life better for all Nigerians. President Tinubu assured Nigerians that the measures taken by his administration were beginning to bear fruits with signs of economic improvement. The Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetoko, has expressed concerns over a report by Amnesty International accusing the police of using excessive force and killing citizens during the End Bad Governance protest. Reacting to the report, the IG, in a statement released by the first spokesperson, Muyiwa Adejobi, described the allegations as unfounded, misleading, and inconsistent with incident reports submitted to his office by affected commands. Amnesty International alleged that no fewer than 24 protesters were killed and over 1,200 detained by the Nigerian police during the nationwide demonstrations. He maintained that police officers conducted themselves professionally throughout the protest and followed established rules of engagement. The IGP further stated that the Nigeria Police Force recorded several unfortunate incidents during the protest, which were accurately documented. He noted that in states where foreign flags were displayed, police officers were attacked and properties were destroyed, while the force deployed tear gas to prevent further escalation and ensure public safety. Egbetokun asserted that the police did not fire live ammunition or cause the deaths of protesters during the End Bad Governance protest. Meanwhile, several armed bandits were reportedly killed while attempting to raid a community in Marin local government area of Zamfara State, Unguwa Galadima. Residents said the bandits were on a mission to avenge the killings of their leader, Sonny Black, in September by local vigilantes. Black was one of the pioneers of terrorism in Zamfara State and a protege of the late Soho Buhari and a close ally of the late Halilu Sububu, who was similarly killed in an ambush on September this year. Reports say bandits loyal to Black carried out the failed attack on Unguwa Galadima, but suffered casualties, abandoned several weapons, and fled as they were ambushed by soldiers stationed in the area. The founder of Glory Land Christian Church of God International, Bishop Dola Salako Adeoye, has admonished Nigerians not to lose hope in God's power to restore the glory of the country. Bishop Salako Adeoye gave the admonition at the 25th anniversary of the church in Osogbo. Oluchi Amoda has more.
A celebration galore at the Glory Land Christian Church of God International, Osun, as the founder of the church, Bishop Dola Salako Adeoye, and his wife, Reverend Toyin Salako Adeoye, joined by the congregation, family, friends, and well-wishers, rolled out the drums in thanksgiving to God for his goodness, favors, mercies, and providence over his faithful. The 3-in-1 celebration includes the 25th anniversary of the establishment of the church, the 30th ordination anniversary of Bishop Adeoye Salako, and the 32nd wedding anniversary of the couple. One of the officiating guest ministers at the event, Bishop Mike Bamidele, in his sermon, based on the scriptural reading from Psalm 92, said, Christians have the responsibility of being the light of the world and the salt of the earth, and should draw people closer to God through their actions and inactions. Bishop Bamidele admonished the people to learn how to listen to the voice of God for the expansion of the work of the kingdom.
It is not of him that will, nor of him that runs. It is of God that shows mercy. It is the grace of God. He said, I am what I am by the grace of God. It is grace that makes great. It's not your sense. It's not your skill. It's not your strength. It is not your sense. It's not your skill. It's not your strength. It's not of him that willeth, nor of him that runneth. It's of God that showeth mercy. We are what we are by the grace of God.
Also speaking, the celebrants, Bishop Dola Adeoye and Reverend Toyin Adeoye, were full of gratitude to God for the journey so far, adding that God has been so faithful to his servants and the church with his immeasurable blessings.
25 years as a church, 30 years in ministry, 32 years of marriage. It's not an easy job.
Nigerians should come closer to God. As it is now, as you can see, it is only God that can help us in this country. So everybody needs to come closer to their creator and trust God. You can't trust the government any longer. But if you trust God, if you put every of your faith in him, he's not going to let you down. So with God, we can do better. The event featured a donation of new pastors, deacons and deaconesses, special prayers for the church, the couple, the state and the country at large. There were also goodwill messages from some of the notable dignitaries that graced the occasion. Oluchi Amuda, OSBC News.
You are welcome to this sports segment. Dozens of people were killed in clashes between fans at a football match in Guinea's second largest city, Izekurukure. Prime Minister Mamadou Hariba said a stampede at the event led to a number of victims and called for calm. Thousands of spectators were present at the chaos happened at a match between Izekurukure and Labe. The match was said to be part of a tournament in honor of President Mamadou Doumbouya, who seized power in a coup in September 2021. Reports say the fracas started with a contested decision by the referee. Then fans invaded the pitch and police used tear gas after supporters of the visiting team. Labe threw stones towards the pitch in anger at the referee, but no official casualty figures have been given. Some of those lying unresponsive on the ground appear to be children. Meanwhile, Prime Minister Ba said regional authorities are working to restore calm and hospitals were aiding the injured. And moving on to the foreign scene, US, Germany, France, and the United Kingdom have issued a joint statement calling for the de-escalation of violence in Syria, where rebel forces have launched their biggest offensive against the government of Bashar al-Assad in years. According to the Syrian Observatory for Human Rights, the NATO allies said they were closely monitoring developments in Syria, where 255 people, mostly militants, died last week. In their joint statement, the countries urged de-escalation for the protection of civilians and infrastructure to prevent further displacement and disruption of humanitarian access. The United Nations Office for the Coordination of Humanitarian Affairs said over 14,000 people, including children, had been displaced by the violence in recent days. Syria's armed forces said it had redeployed troops and was prepping up for a counterattack, acknowledging that insurgents had entered large parts of the city but denying reports that they had established bases. And that ends the major report on OSBC TV. It was edited by Kayode Adebayo. I am Olubomi Ajiboye Agbola saying good night.
Start times to Adeleke. This Christmas, start times don't bring better shots promo now. Everything a double for this year. To get enjoyment this Christmas season, no hard. Just recharge 1 month for Nova Bouquet. Don't chop double upgrade, go classic. Recharge your top basic, make you jump, go super bouquet straight. Make you enjoy better series like you, ST Yoruba, Nagi Snake Girl, with the top Hausa or top ST Danikoa, HQ Baba Sef, or top ST Nollywood Plus, better Filipino series, Sahaya, Hand of the Dream, we go show on top ST Novella E Plus. Never finish oh. If you recharge 1 month or top classic bouquet, you sef go chop upgrade, go super, go collect extra 3 days or top. If you recharge super bouquet, now 5 days you go chop. This na better upgrade. No be lie. For this season, a double enjoyment for La Liga Bundesliga, Saudi League, plus plenty better sports. Don't do yourself oh, chop better for this Start Times promo. Make you double your holiday enjoyment with Start Times. This promo will start from November 15, 2024. Come end for January 15, 2025. Sharply go recharge. Make this Christmas cooler for you well. Start Times. Enjoy digital life.
Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for the Bulldozer! Fighting for the belt from the Bulldozer is the fearless Challenger!
fighters facing the odds. Your dream of home ownership may seem challenging. Have no worries. We are here to partner with you to make it possible. With our flexible payment plans, great discount offers, and affordable housing products, you are already one step ahead. No hassles, no worries. So team up with us and let's win this together. Agron Homes.
Building cities, communities, and homes.
Some say learning is fun, but as a mom, I see how demanding it can be for my child. That's why I ensure he starts every day with a cup of Bonvita. Give your child Bonvita. It contains essential vitamins and minerals that support mental and physical vitality. Bonvita. Prepare them to win every day.
Start times to Oladegeno. This Christmas, start times don't bring better shots promo controller. Everything at double for this year. To get enjoyment this Christmas season, no hardo. Just recharge 1 month for Nova Bouquet. Don't chop double upgrade, go classic. Recharge your top basic, make you jump, go super bouquet straight. Make you enjoy better series like you, ST Yoruba, Nagi Snake Girl, with the job Hausa, or top ST Danikoa, HQ Baba Sef, or top ST Nollywood Plus, better Filipino series, Sahaya, Hand of the Dream, we go show on top ST Novella E Plus. Never finish oh. If you recharge 1 month or top classic bouquet, you save go chop upgrade, go super, go collect extra 3 days or top. If you recharge super bouquet, now 5 days you go chop. This na better upgrade. No be lie. For this season, a double enjoyment for La Liga Bundesliga, Saudi League, plus plenty better sports. Don't do yourself oh, chop better for this Start Times promo. Make you double your holiday enjoyment with Start Times. This promo will start from November 15, 2024. Come end for January 15, 2025. Sharply go recharge. Make this Christmas cool for you well. Start Time.